Hello, hello, hello. Let me get a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. We're going to give a few minutes for people to join us. So bear with me while I prepare all of my tech here. Let's see. Hey, Sharita. I am putting a link in the chat for Restream. That is what I'm using today so that you guys can, so that several of my channels can view this live. But unfortunately, I can't see the comments. I can't see the names on the profile that I'm looking at. So if you guys can click that link, I guess, and do whatever it is they ask you to do so that when you make comments, I can see who you are, I would really appreciate it. Let me try to add this to. Sorry, y'all. I love technology, but I always, it's just always a whole situation. So trying to get set up, but. Click follow instructions on the link so that I can see your comments in the chat. Okay, so hopefully I will be able to see whoever has joined me. Let's give it a few minutes. It's 1 minute till 8. So we'll be starting maybe right before 8:05. I want to make sure that everyone has a chance to get on and I have a chance to make sure that my tech is going well. While we wait, if you could put in the chat who you are, where you're checking in from, whether you're in the research phase of starting your TC business, or if you've already started your TC business and want to get some tips on getting new clients. So let me know where you are in your business, what you hope to get out of this mini course tonight, and I will be right back. Let's see. Okay. Whoever just made a comment, if you could please click that chat.restream link that I've added to the post. If you click that and follow the instructions, then I'll be able to see your name so that I can address you correctly. Thank you guys for joining tonight. This is the encore presentation of the Booked and Busy TC. We'll be starting in about 3 minutes. I just want to give people a chance to get on. But while we wait, let me know who you are, what you hope to get out of this course. This mini course will be very interactive and very informal. I consider myself to be the professional, the unprofessional professional. So meaning I try to be very relatable. I'm not very stuffy. So, my vernacular, the way that I'm going to be presenting this is how I speak. So it's not super stuffy. I want it to be interactive and as fun as possible. So keep that in mind. Have you guys had a chance to click that link? Because right now I'm having to Um, right now, I'm having to go back and forth, look at my phone to see who's making what comment. So let's see here. If you've just joined, we're giving it maybe 2 more minutes for more people to log in. I hate to have to, there are still people coming into the room, and I really hate to have to let people in um, when I start the presentation. Because I'll get sidetracked. So, hi, Rossi. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody, to the Booked and Busy TC mini course. Thank you guys for joining me on what's today? Monday night, to get some gems dropped on how to get clients as a TC. If you have not started your TC business yet, this is even better because it lets me know that you are open to, learning what you need to do even before you are actually at the get client phase. So that's going to help you as a business person. As a business owner, you have to be a lifelong learner. You're not going to know everything ever. So good. I can see Ebony's name. So it looks like she must have clicked that link. So perfect. She says she's just getting started, currently in the research phase, hoping the mini course can guide me into gaining clients, looking to serve Michigan, Alabama, and Georgia. Wonderful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So she's serving all of those markets. So just in case you guys don't know, one of the beautiful things about the transaction coordinator business is that you can work from anywhere. But even if you're in a state that, let's say you're not a licensed agent, some states require you to have a real estate license to do certain administrative tasks. And there's a way to find out about that kind of stuff, which I have in the course that I present as well. But my point is, even if you're in a state where you may not be able to do everything that a TC would do, you can just market your services in another state. Voila. That's the beauty of it. Hi, Dee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Excuse me. My nose always starts to run when I do these courses. So I don't know. I get super nervous when it's time to present these trainings, but once I warm up, I'm okay. Shauna says she is in the research phase and excited to get started in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. Okay, DMV, welcome, welcome. If you guys have just joined, I would love it if you could put in the chat where you're checking in from, who you hope to serve. If you're in the research phase of your TC business, or if you're already in the transaction coordinator business and just want tips on how to land new clients. Let me know a little bit about yourself in the chat. This chat will be pretty interactive, probably will last maybe an hour, because I will have time for Q&A at the end to answer any of your questions. You can ask me pretty much anything. If I can't answer it, then I will let you know that. But, a lot of people love the live Q&As. So I'm sorry, my kid is crying in the background. So this is what I'm saying about working from anywhere. Anything can happen. So, okay, new to the TC sector. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, welcome. So it is 8:06, so I'd like to go ahead and get started. Hold on one second, guys. I just need to make a quick text message. One second. All right. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Let me share my screen with you guys. Give me 1 second to make sure that my tech is where it's supposed to be. All right. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do. All right. Sorry, guys. 1 second. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Let me know in the chat if you can see my screen, please. Let me know in the chat if you can see my screen. It should say Booked and Busy TC mini course. Okay, no one has responded yet. Okay, you can't see it? Okay, you can see it. Okay, wonderful. All right. Okay, so normally I did this. Oh, Ebony, you still only see me? Okay, hold on. Let me get this. It says that I'm sharing. Let me try one more time. This is a new format that I'm using. I normally use Zoom, but I'm using this so that more people can see what I'm presenting. So let's see, let me try it one more time. Share. I want to share. Booked and busy. Okay, let's see here. I am presenting. Let's see. Audience window. Okay, share. All right, what about now? Can you see it? Let me know in the chat if you can now see the screen. What in the world? It's saying, oh, wait. How about now? How about now? I think I got it. Still only seeing me, or can you see the screen now? It's saying that it's sharing. And I see myself and I see the screen. Okay, wonderful. Sorry about that, guys. This is new for me. I'm using something called Restream, and we'll save that for another day. But I'm glad that we can see it now. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and get started. We are 11 minutes in. I don't want to keep you guys for a long time. I'm just trying to keep you for a good time, okay? So let's get started. So today we're going to be talking about several things. This is the Booked and Busy TC mini course. Going to be, in a nutshell, dropping some gems on how you can start landing clients now. first things first, we need to talk about what's been holding you back, or what has the potential to hold you back from getting clients. And then from there, I'll give you the strategy of what you need to attract clients. And then from there, I'll give you a strategy on what you need to actually, what to do once you get those clients. Okay. So if you're ready, let me get a thumbs up in the chat. Let's get this thing cracking. Okay. Okay. All right, so I want to start off by just telling you guys a little bit about myself. My name is Courtney Rozier. I am a realtor licensed here in Georgia. I am a TC business owner. I've owned my TC business since officially since 2018. However, I've been doing transaction coordinating since 2016. I'm a mom of 9-year-old twins, a wife of an amazing husband. But when I'm not busy helping people launch their six-figure TC businesses, you can probably find me flying to friendly skies, armed with my laptop and a cell phone. When I first launched this course on 2/22/22, I was actually live from Las Vegas. So I enjoy being able to work from anywhere. Like, that is my whole, ministry in life, is letting people know about the work from anywhere movement. And if you have what it takes, anybody can do this. So totally obsessed with helping others like me. I typically market to women that are similar to me, but I do have men that take this course as well. So I don't want to leave them out. But I'm obsessed with helping others experience the flexibility of this online business. Experiencing the pandemic in 2020 really lit a fire in me to share my knowledge on the TC business and the WFA lifestyle. So let me just tell you a little bit about my story really quick. So I was a burnt out corporate bae. I had spent about a decade in the property management business. I worked in commercial real estate, so I managed office buildings. My assistant and I winning an award for having the building of the year that year. And I really enjoyed what I did. I really did. I was on a I don't even consider it a fast track now. Now that I'm really making money, I don't even consider where I was on as a fast track, but I started off in an administrative role and worked my way up to property management. And, it was likely going to land me into a more middle management position with time. But what ended up happening is I got pregnant and, and had twins. And it gave me time to really, well, first of all, it changed my whole trajectory of where I saw myself in life. So that in itself just kind of made me, although I liked the career, it didn't align with what I saw for my life as a now a mom and a wife. So I decided that I wanted to have more flexibility so that I can be more present for my family, for my kids and my husband. And so I, my corporate life was just not fulfilling anymore. And so what happened is I ended up losing my job anyway. I ended up getting laid off like 2 days before I found out I was pregnant with twins. I got laid off, had the twins. So I had been out of work for like almost 2 years. I went back to work when the twins were 19 months. And at that time is when I was like, I got to do something else. This is no longer aligned with me. So this post down at the bottom here is from October 14th, 2015. And I'm like, I'm 2 seconds away from making a major decision to walk away, to walk in my passion and work my real estate business full time. So I had gotten licensed in May of that year. And I just said, my job has proven time and time again that I am replaceable, not valued, and not empowered to make decisions. How many can relate to that? So apparently that day had taken the cake. My boss had really pissed me off. And so I had fast tracked my decision to move away from corporate America. Talked to my husband about it. He was on board. But I was still nervous, So my question to the people in this group, the Black Business Think Tank, was, any of you guys have good testimonies of throwing caution to the wind and quitting your job? And I was going to do it, but I was very scared. So I don't know how many of you guys can relate to that, but I am a testimony that sometimes, depending if your why is compelling enough in your life, and if where you want to see your life is strong enough for you, then you need to do it scared. Happen. And so that's exactly what I did. So here I am. I quit my job on Halloween. So October 31st was my last day. And here I am as a realtor with my first client. And I enjoyed it. I loved it again. Loved it. Loved what I did. However, as I got into real estate sales, I started to realize that I'm working even more in my own business than I ever did in corporate. And if you guys remember, my why was to have more flexibility to be present for my family. And so, I am a very ambitious person. So for me, it was hard to find that sweet spot of making money and having time for my family. Because again, if I'm working with a lot of buyers, I'm driving from point A to point B, I'm all over town. I'm leaving in the morning, I'm not coming back until it's nighttime. So if you want to make money in real estate sales, especially your first few years, you have to be ready to go. And I was. However, I had to rein myself back and remember what my why was. Real estate sales, in the way that I was doing it and in the way that my colleagues were doing it, was not aligned with my why. So I had to realign my business to align with my why. And that is how I started my TC business, Time Freedom TC. So officially in 2018, I, formed my LLC, structured my business, and it has been on and popping ever since. Since then, I've become a digital nomad, meaning I can work from anywhere. I've upgraded my and my family's life by purchasing a home that I never would have thought that would have been possible for us working in corporate. I've been able to travel to some of my bucket list item places. This picture down below is my husband and I working from anywhere in the Maldives. Trust me, we still had time to, enjoy Maldives, but it's just enjoyable to be able to work with scenery like that, for a little while. So that was exciting for us. Purchased a dream car. But the best part has been, again, being able to realize my why. So here, this last post is from 2019, and this is a picture of my kids and I on a field trip that I had accompanied them on. And it says, as a last-ditch effort this morning, the twins asked if I could come on a field trip, at which point I answered no, now for the third time. It was not that I didn't want to go per se, although I ain't gonna lie, corralling a bunch of first graders isn't my idea of a good time. Y'all can tell the truth, moms. It ain't yours either. I just gotten busy with appointments and work. But then I had to check myself. Do you remember when you decided to make the leap from corporate America to a full-time entrepreneurship? What was your big why? My why was to be more available for my kids. The smile on their faces. I have the ability to rearrange stuff to show up for them. This is one of the perks of my chosen path. I don't want to take this opportunity for granted, as I'm well aware that you can't get these moments back. I'm really blessed in this moment that I can be in control in my life in such a way. It wasn't always like this. So this is like what it's all about for me. So I would love to know in the chat what your why is. We're going to be talking a lot about that, about your vision for your life and how you need to align that if you're going to lead in your business ventures. You guys still with me? Webinars are so hard because I have to go by the chat as opposed to allowing you guys to interact with me verbally. So hopefully you guys are still with me. So that is a little bit about me. This mini course is for you if you are considering starting a TC business. So for you guys that are in the research phase, this is for you. Maybe you have already started your business. Maybe you're brand new, but you're hungry. You want to make more money. You want more freedom. You want a location independent lifestyle. However, you're struggling to get clients. Maybe you're an introvert, but you know you need to put yourself out there. I know it's some of you all in here, that consider yourselves not social media savvy, or not one to put yourself out there. But you know that to be a business owner, people have to know what you do. So you have to put yourself out there in some form or fashion to provide perpetual income for my grands and beyond. Yes, generational wealth. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So I have condensed this mini course from 3 days to 1 day. So we're gonna see how this works. I'm gonna try to cover the following: why you aren't booking consistent clients, and how to overcome that. We're gonna talk about how to mentally prepare to successfully book consistent TC clients. We're gonna talk about how to stop chasing and start attracting clients and what that looks like. We're going to talk about what to do with all the clients that you've attracted. And I will be explaining to you guys how you can work with me at the end. And then following that is going to be a Q&A session where you can ask me anything. So also I wanted to let you guys know that I will be giving out a gift card for one lucky winner. In order to win the gift card, you need to stay until the very end and participate with me in the chat so that I'm not feeling like I'm up here by myself. And a bonus would be, if you're on Instagram, if you could do a screen recording or a screenshot and share it to your stories and tag me at the THE Courtney Rosier. All right, so I'm sorry for sniffling. Okay, so you guys, some of you are probably thinking, or have had this thought before: there are already too many TCs in my market. So how about all the best agents already have a TC? What about I can't charge full price for my services because I'm too new? Maybe you're thinking, I can't market my business until it's absolutely perfect. Which one are you? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Let me know in the chat. I'm here to tell you, if you continue to believe these things, you're going to continue to stay stuck. No way around it. All right. If your business is not growing, it's oftentimes due to your own self-limiting beliefs. So let's talk about that, this whole self-limiting belief situation. Okay. Maybe you have imposter syndrome. Basically, that's where you don't feel expert enough to actually share your gift, or your gift to actually be a boss. Or maybe you've even tried businesses in the past and they failed. Whatever it is, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Fear is natural. It's a natural emotion, but it shouldn't be debilitating enough for you to stop you from doing anything. What I do is I allow myself to feel the fear. Let yourself feel it, but then let it pass through you. Even with doing these presentations, any little thing can throw me off. I almost had a throw off when we first got on the call, because I heard my kid crying. Like anything can throw me off. Or, I feel just like that I'm going to forget everything that I know and I'm going to freeze. Like I feel that. And I know I'm not, but it's a fear that I allow to go through me, and I just keep going. You gotta you got to work through it, do it scared, fail forward, whatever cliche you can think of. It's actually true. If you've had a business before and it didn't quite work out, it's not a failure if you learn something from it, right? So you got to just do it. I never thought that I could actually be a full-time entrepreneur. I just thought that it would be too much of a struggle, and I wasn't confident that I could create kind of my own destiny. I felt like I always needed a job as backup. Like I was the queen of um, side hustles. Like, I'll side hustle you to death. But actually doing this full time, I never thought it was possible. That was a self limiting belief, because I am living proof that it can be done. And you can do it without knowing 100% of everything. You're not going to know everything. Okay. All right. So the reasons why you're not booking clients in your TC business have nothing to do with your actual abilities. They have nothing to do with your knowledge about social media. None of that. They are all in your mindset. Most people, you may not believe 100% in your abilities. Um, you don't trust that you can actually make this happen for yourself. If you're already in business and you are doing some of the suggestions that people say, maybe you're coming on too strong or too salesy or too desperate when you do talk to people or when you do share information about your business. And then finally, most people aren't booking clients because you lack systems to onboard clients effectively. So you lose clients that way. And also, you possibly are losing clients because you don't have the systems. So now that's creating fear in you to even try to market yourself because you don't have it set up. Um, or thinking you need to pay for all these systems and things like that. And because you haven't made any money yet, you're not investing in them. But then it's like a circle effect where you're like, oh, well, you feel bad about it. So you're not even trying at this point. So those are some reasons, and they're all mental roadblocks that you got to get past in order to build that confidence up. Okay, so let's talk about it. When you're thinking of transitioning into an entrepreneurial role, there are some really big mental shifts or mental barriers that you may have to break down. Like we have to just unlearn so many habits that are formed either as an employee or as unemployed, a stay at home person. um just life, you have to unlearn a lot when you're looking into starting a business. As a business owner, the buck stops with you, so there's no such thing as an excuse. Excuses will bring the level of service down. So you got to get your mind right, and that means getting crystal clear on your vision for your life. Like what I did when I got into real estate. Yeah, the money was the potential was really great. I felt like I could really do a great job, but it was taken away from the reason why I got into it in the first place. So I had to realign myself. So really sit down and like write it down. Like what is your overall vision for your life? And then from there, you start writing down what you want and don't want for your life. And it's just an exercise that just um, helps you mentally prepare to have a successful business. Um, so yeah, so those are. I'm trying to make sure I got all of my notes on that part. Um, let's see. When you're talking about getting crystal clear on your vision, a lot of people are into vision boards and things like that, but you don't even have to go that far. Like one thing that kind of trips us up is thinking that we have to go all out for everything. We got to pay for stuff. We got to attend a vision board event in order to do this. No, sit down and write the stuff out. Just start thinking about what you want your life to look like. What is your average work day? How many times do you want to travel a year? Early on, my vision for my life was one that involved a lot of traveling, flexibility, and I just wanted to be able to pay my bills comfortably. Um, and not have to worry about whether or not my bills would be paid. And still have money left to have a lifestyle that I wanted to live. I don't have to be wealthy, but I want to have that flexibility. But another mental thing that I felt that I had prior to starting my business was that I kind of feel like I had what they call an at least mentality. And so that basically is like, you know, for instance, I just want to at least be able to um pay my mortgage, or like, when you make your vision and your goal um kind of minimal like that, when you minimize it and say what you at least will accept, then that's all you're going to get. So I started, I considered it being practical. But I didn't want to rock the boat and dream too big. And now I've learned that dreaming big is where it's at. You need to, if your dreams aren't scaring you just a little bit, then they're not big enough. And that comes from also who I'm around. When I was working in corporate America, I wasn't around other entrepreneurs that were successful. And so now I make sure that I'm around other business owners who are doing the thing, doing the damn thing, and showing that you can have an abundant life. And it's not even all about finances, it's about resources and flexibility for me. Finances will help you get the resources that you need to get the things that are outlined in your vision and make those things happen. Um, I'm in Atlanta, so here, in my opinion, from what I see on social media, I would say in LA too, but here, or particularly the women and the women realtors of color, there's a meme that goes around that says, like, your friends, your professional black women friends are, when you go out to eat, it's like going out to eat with drug dealers because they like order the whole menu and all this kind of stuff. So it's like that type of situation, but that can be motivating to somebody who is used to having an at least mentality. So you have to make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are where you are, where you want to be, and things like that, so that you can grow. All right. So once you have your vision, like I said, you want to drill down on what you want and what you don't want in your life, and just take a step and really think back and really think hard about this, because this is going to be a guideline that you're going to use for your life. Um, you say you're limiting yourself. He's trying to fill me up with bathtub sized blessings, and I'm running around with a thimble in my hand. Exactly. Exactly. Don't have an at least mentality. I don't even say at least anymore. Now, sky is the limit. And then, you know, if I don't, I'm gonna always strive for that. And that way you'll always have some success, I feel. So really think about, what is your big vision? I really want you guys to think about that. All right. So I want to give you guys little tips on employee versus business owner. I don't know how many of you guys in here are still working, and if it is a goal for you to go into entrepreneurship full time. But even if you're not trying to go into entrepreneurship full time, being a business owner is different. You have to think differently. Okay. So employees work for bosses, business owners work for themselves. That's obvious. Employees offer time, business owners offer services. So, for instance, we're not giving time for money. Okay, we're offering a service, and we're free to handle that service as we see fit, so long as we're delivering what we promised. Employees need to be trained. Business owners come already with expertise. All right. So when you've shifted from that employee mindset, or just from that non-business mindset, business owner mindset, um, it's a power. Understanding that power as a new business owner will give you the confidence to show up every day in every way differently. And that is why this is the first lesson, because the foundation to any business or goal is a positive and confident mindset. You know, you have to believe that you can do this, and you have to believe that you're going to be successful, overly successful. And to me, without the right mindset, you will not, your business won't succeed. It won't thrive. Um, so when you've shifted from employee to business owner, you're going to have more confidence in your abilities. You're going to have a zest for learning all you can about your industry's best practices. You're going to feel good about your business. Your conversations and your content become more attractive to your target audience. So these are important. This is important to have this foundation laid before you start trying to attract or market your business, because the excitement will come out in everything that you do about your business and will make people want to know more about you. Um, so that was a little bit about how mindset can keep you from attracting your ideal clients. So now it's time for us to start talking about strategy. So let's do that. I want you to know that you're already ready. Keep that in your mind. Put it on a post-it note, put it on your mirror. You're already ready. Okay. So let's talk about strategy for actually attracting clients to your business. Are you guys with me? Let me get an already ready in the chat if you're still with me. Okay, so we're going to be talking about attraction marketing. All right. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, um, but I want to let you know that cold messages don't work. Okay. Cold messages when you're saying, oh, hey, by the way, I'm a TC. Hey, agents, I'm a TC. Let me know if you need me. Let me know if you need my services. And you're just doing that without warming them up or anything. You're just saying, you're just hitting them over the head with the fact that you're a TC. That's a cold message. They don't work. As you guys know, I also sell real estate. And one of the first things that the experts will say is you need to call every for sale by owner listing and every expired listing. You need to go knock on doors. You need to let people know, that you're an agent. You need to call people up. While that may work for some, those tactics do not work for most. Okay. That is why so many realtors struggle, because cold messaging and cold marketing doesn't work. When you go out looking for clients, that is considered prospect marketing. So that is when you go out and you're just looking for clients. Okay. When you're approaching strangers in that manner, you really don't have time to create any likability, any credibility, no authority. So you really don't, what are you going to do in that 2 seconds that you have to make an impression? That puts a lot of pressure on you as a business owner. So what if I told you that you didn't have to do all of that? So in walks attraction marketing. So attraction marketing is a strategy where customers are attracted to purchase something without being told so to do so. So essentially, generating attraction is about one thing, and that's increasing your value to others. The more valuable you become, or the more value you add to others, the more they're going to seek you out. So it's really just putting yourself out there in a way that will attract business to you. So this way, people will already have some interest in your offer. And it's a good way to put yourself in front of people that are already primed to use your services. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how to actually implement attraction marketing. Okay. So let me just also, you know what? I'm sorry. I had already read this slide, but this is basically what I just said about putting yourself out there that attracts business to you and putting yourself in front of people that are already interested in your business. Okay. So the first thing that you need to do is to set yourself up for client attraction is understand the difference between branding and marketing. A lot of people use these interchangeably, but they're two different things. So branding, is more so who you are as a person, or as a company. These days, people want to do business with people, not a company. So your brand is what makes you unique, your style. And then your marketing, that's going to be how you actually build awareness. It's what gets people to engage with your company. So put it this way: marketing is the hook that gets people interested and curious about you, and branding is what keeps them coming. Okay. So, my brand, let's use this training program, for instance. Um, as you know, I'm big on work from anywhere. I'm big on being a mom and a wife and having a work life blend. And I say work life blend, not work life balance, because I believe work life balance is a fallacy. So I believe that we can blend everything though and not feel the stress of trying to balance everything. Big on time and location freedom, big on showing up confidently in what I'm doing, even when I'm scared. And I market on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm trying to master those. So those are the things that I'm known for, or those are the things that I talk about, because those are also the things that are pain points for people that are looking for an online business like the one that I run. Is they want those things. So I'm here to tell you about it. Um, and I'm doing it in a way that is feels um, genuine to me. And in turn, I'm excited about it and it comes across in my messaging. So, with that being said, even though you are going to be marketing a transaction coordinator business, you still want to figure out what you want to be known for, um, as the person behind the brand, because it's not all about the TC. It is all about the TC and marketing it, but you're not a monolith. You're not one dimensional. So figure out what you want to be known for. What space in your marketplace um, do you want to feel that is a pain point? What is something that bothers you about what we do, and that sort of thing. When someone says your name, what do you want them to think of when someone says your business name? For instance, you want to be the queen of contracts, the organization maven. I'm just throwing out things, but these things can also change over time. I can't tell you how many times I've changed my tagline and I've changed my colors. And that's the beauty of being an online business and not a brick and mortar. So I didn't go out and buy a sign and now I'm stuck with that sign forever because it costs too much to change it. You can change your stuff at any time. So I find that a lot of my students spend so much time on this part of it when it is ever evolving, or it can be ever evolving. So you're not stuck with whatever you pick. So your target audience, let me make sure. Okay, yeah. So your target audience should be very specific. And just a pro tip: every agent is not your target. So my target is generally agents in the Georgia market. Clients are usually similar to me. They know what they want, but they aren't sure how to get there. They're usually goal oriented and they have a can do attitude. They're ready for a transformation. They're tired of all of their paperwork, and it's keeping them from making more money. So my target market for pretty much all of my businesses are very similar, whether it's the real estate sales, TC business, or my TC training. It's pretty much all going to the same type of person. So it's just that people typically like to work with people who they can relate to. So how can you make yourself more relatable? How can you step from behind the brand so people can kind of get to know you too? So you may decide that you want to target audiences in a different city from the one you live in. I think I mentioned that a little bit earlier today. So you may craft your audience or your marketing to newer agents. Maybe that's going to be your target, more so your target. You may market to senior agents who have been doing it for a long time. You may want to only target high producing agents. So you just have to identify who your ideal client is. Just because you have a target doesn't mean that that is the only person that you're going to market to, but it's just going to be that you're going to really hone in on that message to those people. But identifying your client avatar is just super important. It's a step that shouldn't be missed, because when you start creating content, you can write as if you're talking directly to your avatar. And it's powerful because they'll be like, OMG, yes, you're talking to me. And then that creates engagement. It's kind of similar to like, have you ever gone to church and you haven't been in a long time and you feel convicted because you feel like the pastor is talking to you? It's kind of the same thing. It's like they've created a message. I'm sure that pastors, um, there's only so many things that we as humans go through. We go through depression, or we may feel depressed about something. We may be sad. We may be grieving. We may be this or that. So they already have content. So anytime that you go to church, it could be feeling like they're talking directly to you. So that is kind of similar, but not similar to what I'm trying to say. So don't let me be the only one that has dealt with that. Have y'all gone to church and felt like they were talking directly to you? That is what you are going for when you're dealing with your client avatar. Okay. All right. So number 2, you need to pick a platform and master it. This is the second, setting yourself up for a client attraction. It is so easy to get caught up in shiny object syndrome when it comes to deciding which platforms to market your services on. Like, I totally love TikTok, for instance, but I am not going to stress myself out trying to figure out how to market myself there consistently. I want to utilize and master platforms that are most natural to me first. So as you know, I'm an old head. You can tell by those old Facebook messages that I sent. I share a lot on Facebook, and I've been on there a million years, so it's a given that I'm going to use that a lot. Same with Instagram. Instagram now offers Reels, which is very similar to the TikTok platform. Instagram really doesn't want you to have to leave their platform for anything. So they make things easy for you to kind of stay within their platform and use all of their features. So like IGTV is similar to YouTube. Reels is similar to TikTok and Snapchat. I'm sorry, to TikTok. Stories are similar to Snapchat because they go away after 24 hours. So really with Instagram, I can do all my marketing there. So the thing is, as you grow your business and you seek out more in-depth marketing knowledge, you're going to feel like you need to do everything. But I'm here to tell you, don't even play yourself like that. Master 1 or 2 platforms and deal those. Even it might even be LinkedIn. LinkedIn is probably an underutilized platform that you could use. But whatever it is that you decide, learn all you can and be consistent in using them. Instagram and even TikTok allow for the most growth, in my opinion, but you get over any camera shyness that you have and do more short form videos and reels. So if you're not comfortable doing that, then Instagram may not be, or TikTok may not be the platform for you to market on. So it seems like with each day, just audiences and humans in general, it seems like our attention spans are just getting shorter and shorter. So you have to be open to video if you're looking to grow your audience and get engagement organically and get the most eyes on your social media. But again, remember what I said earlier, I'm not a fan of doing them either, or showing my face and doing these videos. Like, I just was like noticing the other day that the most engagement that I get is when I'm dancing. And I'm like, Instagram, if you want me to be a dancer, just say that. But it's just like so annoying because I don't really, that's not my natural inclination to do. I don't really want to do that. But if I want more engagement and want people, I want more eyes on my business, then that's what I need to do. Okay. Number 3, you need to be consistent with your schedule. So each social media has what is called an algorithm. I'm sure you guys have probably heard of it. Algorithm determines whether or not the AI on each platform is going to decide to show your content or how much of your audience it's going to show your content to. So amongst other things, they reward you or reward users who are consistent with their content. So gurus will tell you you need to post 3 times per day. But when I say consistent, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that if you decide to post once a week, even, then that's fine. Just make sure that you are consistent with it. It's the algorithm is a tricky thing, and this isn't a social media class per se, but you do need to. That's something that you do need to research and understand is how the algorithm kind of works and how to make it work for you. Unfortunately, a lot of my stuff, maybe like 1% of my audience sees my posts, but I have to just keep going. I don't know how many of you found me, if you found me on Instagram or on Facebook, but I'd love to know if you guys could let me know in the chat to see if any of it is working. All right, so step number 4, setting yourself up for client attraction. Number 4, somebody just got in. I'm glad you joined us. We're talking about setting yourself up for client attraction. So treat your business like a 6-figure business, okay? Treat your business like it's major from day one. Before you get a client, treat your business like a 6-figure plus business, okay? So I don't know if anybody has caught Kanye West documentary on Netflix, but whether you love him or hate him, one thing that more of us need to have is the audacity, the audacity to treat what you're doing and what you believe in like the big deal it is. Some may call it arrogance, but this guy really treated himself as a star from the start. And he had the confidence. He knew he was going to be who he is musically. He knew that 20 years ago. Before anyone would give him a chance, people laughed at him. People hated on him. People limited him and held him to put him in a box as a producer when he wanted to venture out as a rapper. People were like, nope, we're putting you in this box, and this is the box that you're going to stay in. That's an example. Don't allow yourself to be put in a box, and don't treat your business like it's a little business. Your business has the potential to be an empire. Treat it that way. When Kanye was asked in an interview if he believed a year prior that he would be receiving Grammys a year later, he said, no, but I actually told other people and they didn't believe it. That's a gem right there. Treat yourself and your business like the prize that it is. And when somebody asks about your little business, channel your inner Kanye. Okay? Do not let other people's self-limiting beliefs, because they're scared to start their own business. They're scared to do what they need to do. So they project that fear onto you. Don't allow that. Let them think that. But you go where there is support. Go where there, like I said, surround yourself with other professional business owners and people who are where you are, also on the ladder up. And then you won't even worry about what the naysayers have to say. So that's why, in particular, my TC playbook, where I have the training, it includes setting up, or my TC playbook includes a private Facebook group just for students, with myself in it. And what it's grown into is beautiful, because I have new students coming into the group as they enroll into the training. I have students who have been in there 3 months. I have students that were in there 2 years. And so when we have our talks in the group, when we have chats, and when we have our monthly cocktails and contracts meeting, and when those veterans jump on the call, and so you've got the veterans, you've got the people that are going through the course, you got the people that just completed the course. It's just such a great mixture of support and of learning involved. So that's right. If you treat it like a little hobby, the people you're around will treat it like a little hobby. That is absolutely right. That is absolutely right. Okay, so I am a firm believer of staying ready so you don't have to get ready. So by treating your business like a 6+ figure business, I don't only mean by dealing with the haters. I also mean, investing in the information and education, and being a constant learner. And eventually, as you start to make money in your business, you know, make sure that you have a business bank account. Make sure that you are running your business like a business and not like a hobby, like you said. All right, so now that we have talked about how to set yourself up for client attraction, let's talk strategy, okay? So the first thing you need to think about with attraction marketing is you got to think in benefits, okay? The first thing you need to think about is what your service does, not what the service is. So, what is the main thing that we sell? What does it do for our clients? What transformation are we offering? So for me, I had this in mind when I even named my business Time Freedom TC. I'm selling agents the transformation of time freedom. I'm giving time freedom to my clients. So, what benefit does your service provide? Not so much exactly what we do. Ultimately, most clients don't really care about the how. They want to know what's in it for them, and that's just human nature. So they want to know what's in it for them, and they want to know quickly, and they want to know, where do I sign up, and how do you do it? What do you need from me, so that you can do your job. So I want you to write down at least 5 benefits that the services of a TC will offer, that you believe the services of a TC will offer. That's right. What is your unique value proposition for prospective clients? But this is what you're going to build all of your marketing and your content from. Whether you're talking to people face to face or whether you're making posts on social, you're speaking in benefits, because that's what's going to attract folks to you. The exact benefits they're looking for will be for you, and it's speaking to their desire. It's going to be for you to speak directly to their desire and to their pain points. Again, nobody cares about the how. They want to know the benefit. So some examples of talking benefits would be a post and a reel and a video about how TCs take the load off of an agent. What a TC does, what are some of I just shared something the other day about red flags that TCs help agents to navigate. What mindset changes an agent needs to accept a TC. That's a big one too, because there are some agents who believe that they can't hand off anything, that they're type A person. They're so type A that they can't pass anything to a TC because they don't trust. And really, to me, those aren't really your client avatar, because I will tell you this, I don't have to sell the TC service. I don't. When I share things about what we do, and when people call me, they already are ready to sign up for the most part, because I've added value in some way. So, they just really need to know the process of how I work. And then they're ready to do it. If I don't have to convince agents to hire me as a TC or to hire a TC, period. Because, and so those are your ideal clients, are those that understand the value that we offer. But it's up to you to kind of explain that value as well if you're brand new. Okay, so you guys make sure you're getting your questions ready. If you have a question that comes up at the top of your mind, go ahead and type it in so you don't forget it, and then I'll get to the questions at the end. Okay. All right. So strategy point number 2: understand um, your target market. We talked about that a little bit with your client avatar. So make sure I want you to make sure you do that for homework tonight as well. Number 3, optimize your social media. By optimizing, I mean if you already have social media pages. I know a lot of my students, they'll have a page already set up, and they may want to utilize those existing followers and just change up their page, um, or they may want to start fresh. Whatever you decide to do, you need to make sure um, that your social, for instance, I'm going to talk about Instagram more so than any other one, but you need to pretty much do this similarly with all of the platforms that you decide to use. But for instance, you want to make sure that your profile picture, looks professional. It's not you at the club with a bottle or something like that. It could be your logo. Um, but you want to also make your page either a business page. If it's personal, you want to make it either a business page or a creator page. I like to have my page set up as a creator page because the business page, I don't believe, allows you to utilize the music catalog for your stories. And so, like when I do stories, sometimes I like to I like to have popular music on my stories. So that's really my only reason for using a creator versus a business, but you can decide on that. Your bio needs to state who you help, how you help them. um, your highlights. That is something that could come later. It's not highly necessary right now, but highlights are kind of like a website. They're kind of like website tabs. So your highlights could be you may have a highlight about what a TC does, and so you have they can go through all of those posts about what a TC does and things like that. So you may want to add highlights. You may want to have a highlight for, when you do travel. It's personal, but it's still business. You know what I mean? Because it's telling a little bit about who you are as a business owner and as a person. Take your page off private if it's private. I hate when people have businesses and their page is private. Um, and use hashtags. So you have to research the hashtags. They're going to be different depending on your area. But for the most part, most agents in your market or in the markets that you serve will use the hashtag of the city that you're in, um, and real estate. So hashtag Atlanta real estate, for instance. So to play around with understanding hashtags, I would recommend making sure you start to really follow and pay attention to some of the agents in your market and kind of see what hashtags they're using, see what their followers are looking for and what their followers are using as a hashtag. That would be a good start. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about with client attraction. Um, there are 3 pillars of content. People come to social media to do what? They come to be social. So while we are marketing a business, we have to also realize that nobody wants to see 100% business posts, which is basically what we've been talking about. You don't want your page to just be a bunch of talking points about the TC, what a TC does. Okay. So when you're planning your content, you want to think, okay, is this going to be entertaining to my audience? Will it inspire them? Is it going to educate them? And if not, then I don't recommend you putting it up. So that is something that you have to start really considering. Um, I'm not going to get into a bunch of content creation tonight, but what I'll tell you is to think about the pains, the problems, the desires of your target market, what they're struggling with, what questions do they have. And you can also do this by researching online. Just type Google transaction coordinator and just read, um, you know, the different articles that are online about a TC. This is going to be a part of your unique selling proposition. Make sure that make sure that you are um, including these buckets, whether it's educate, entertain, or inspire, in everything that you share. Okay. Think about what's going to be valuable to your audience and what's going to help those that you're trying to attract. It's about quality, not quantity. Okay. All right. So now that we have gotten a few tips on how to attract clients, I want to tell you what you need to do with the clients once they come into your sphere. Okay. So if you're still with me, let me know. This is the last portion of the training. I hope you guys are getting something out of it. Make sure you put your questions in the chat so that I can make sure that I get those answered at the end. Like I said, I'm not trying to keep you guys all night. So, all right. Once you have attracted the clients to your sphere, you need a funnel. You got to know what to do with them. So, a marketing funnel, that is the path that your customers and your potential clients are going to travel through. And that's from the initial stages when someone first learns about your business to the purchasing stage when someone books you for your service. Okay. So your funnel is the route that they take. So the basic framework is right here. So awareness, this is where you are attracting people who are currently unaware of your brand. They have no idea what a TC does, or they have no idea that you're a TC. So this is where they get that brand awareness. This is where you implement your educate, inspire, entertain. Okay. Consideration. This is standing out amongst the competition so that new audience members will remember you. They'll follow you and they'll share your posts and stuff like that. This is where you're creating engaging content to stay top of mind. Then the third level is conversion. This is compelling the audience to take action and contact you. And then, if you're lucky, you get to loyalty advocacy. This is where you're building so much trust with your audience that they want to recommend you to others. So, with social media marketing, you'll be able to incorporate your posts into each stage. So, let's use this mini course for example. Many of you entered the funnel because I promoted it, whether you found it on Instagram or Facebook. Um, I made sure that my content was directed towards people that want to understand how to book consistent clients for their TC business. In order to sign up, you had to provide your email address. Now you're in my funnel. Ha 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 ha. Creepy laugh. Now you're in my funnel. So I'm going to take you through the experience. You'll get you'll get to get this free training. And I'm not trying to be salesy, but I do have something of value to offer you by way of this training and by way of my course. If you decide to take the course during the cart open phase this week, then you're in the conversion stage. Over the next 3 months, after going through the TC playbook, after having live group coaching with me monthly, and after seeing how this course has helped you launch your TC business and get clients, you'll hopefully be in the loyalty advocacy phase, where you'll want to attend my free trainings and edify the course to others, as a couple people had done on some of the other presentations that I have done on this Booked and Busy TC, which I thank them very much. But that's how this funnel works. Now, I'll be honest, my current transaction coordinator company funnel is not as robust as this funnel, but it's still a funnel nonetheless. So let me tell you how I do that. So when you're building a funnel as a TC, here is what I mean. You want to ask yourself these questions. Okay. How will people find you? How will people connect with you? How will people become your client? How will people pay you? And how will you organize your client's workload? Okay. So when we're thinking about starting this pathway, we're starting from people needing to know who you are. They're unaware about who you are and what you do. So that's the marketing visibility piece. And that's going to go all the way to the client relationship piece. So they start out not knowing who the hell you are and then knowing you. Then they hire you and then they have to pay you. So, uh-oh. All right. So basically, here's how that's going to work. They'll find you generally through a website or on social media, and then they're going to connect with you through some sort of lead capture form or lead capture. So that's going to be a way that you capture their email and their phone number. From there, they're going to book. They're going to book you, book a discovery call, and then they're going to want to talk to you about your services, and then that's how they become your clients. Once they go through that, discovery call is usually about 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 15 or 20 minutes actually. And then you'll set them up as a client. You'll onboard them as a client. Once they're onboarded as a client, then you put, they send you a contract. Now you're entering them into your transaction management system. And then from there, you need a system of how they're going to pay you. So there's several different ways that you can get paid as a TC, but let's just say you have a system for that through something like QuickBooks, which is what I use, like an accounting system. The contract and client profile, that's a system. That's creating a form with specific questions so that you'll know what to do when they send you a client. So yeah, the transaction management system, that's going to be the system on how you're gonna deal with their workload. When I first started, my transaction management system were paper checklists. I now use a software system because of the amount of deals that I do. However, it is not always necessary to do that. Pretty much everything that I have is pretty much automated. But so a system doesn't have to be automated. So for the discovery call system, I use a scheduler. I use an automated scheduler called Calendly, and they have a free system and they have a paid system. I currently use the pro system. However, for years I used the free system. The free system doesn't have as many automations, but it does have the system for you to use it as a lead capture form where they have to put in their email address and their phone number and schedule a time on your scheduler. So that is a system in which you can book these calls. They can schedule these calls any time of day or night, however you have it set up. So that is helpful because you're not constantly, and it automatically goes on your calendar. So back in the day when I first started, before I had a scheduler, somebody would reach out to me, whether it's a DM or something like that, and we would go back and forth with me emailing them back saying, hey, well, when's a good time for you? And then having to wait on them, and then having to wait on them, and then having to put it on the schedule manually, then having to remember, so it's helpful to have automations, but it also depends on where you are in your business. Any of my students will tell me I don't believe in spending money before you have started to make money. That's just my opinion. But again, that would be on the particular person. So that is how a funnel looks in a nutshell, really quick and dirty version of a marketing funnel. All right, so recap. You guys, really, at the end of this, I really want you to create your big vision. I want you to really start considering any mindset barriers that you might have that might hinder you from having the confidence to go out and get clients. I want you to really think about your client attraction strategy and and how you're going to formulate your client attraction system. What kind of things you're going to talk to? What does your client talk about? What does your client avatar need and want? And I want you to formulate your unique value proposition based on that. And then really start thinking about how you're going to set up your sales funnel. All right. So let me just say this. Here's what I know. Starting my TC business has allowed me to create a different life experience for my family and myself, one in which I get to say yes to so many more things than I ever had in my previous life and prior to being a business owner. Growing my TC business has given me the opportunity to actually grow into a leader in ways I never thought possible. It's enabled me to make six figures after 1 year, which meant traveling to different lands like the Maldives, driving my dream car, paying down debt, and being more present for my family. But also, I'm here to tell you that building a business is hard work. There are a ton of steps, particularly with such a specialized business like a TC business. There are a ton of steps that you won't even know to think about unless you've got help. Also, not everyone has an entrepreneurial spirit, so everyone will not understand your journey. And the best way to combat this is to surround yourself with like minded people who can support you when things get hard and when you want to quit. Okay. What if you had a step by step guide to create and launch your online TC business with confidence? Wouldn't it be great if you could be in charge of your days, calling the shots, running your own thing? What if you didn't have to struggle to find clients and start marketing in a way that felt authentic for you? But I know you're probably wondering, how will I find clients? I think I answered that a little bit tonight, but how do you start a business legally? How much will I get paid? How do I get paid? How do I get my foot in the door with no experience? How do I build processes and systems to build an efficient business so I'm not overworking myself? I'm here to tell you help is on the way. I want to hear from you guys. If you want to hear how I can help you with your TC business, let me get a yes in the chat. If you want a clear blueprint and accountability for launching your own profitable TC business and landing your first client in just 5 weeks. Type yes if you want to work with a seasoned TC expert who helped a financial analyst with no real estate experience make back her investment in a program plus profit within just 30 days of completing the course. Type yes in the chat if you want to build a WFA business where you can have a work-life blend that allows you to get paid while curating the life you desire on your terms without paying thousands in startup costs. Would you want my help? Give me a yes in the chat. Okay, here is how I can help you. Here's how we can work together. Let's create and launch your TC business confidently inside the TC playbook. Confidently because you're already ready. So that's why I say confidently. Confidence is a game changer. So how many of you, I'm glad that you guys are saying that you guys are already ready. I'm so glad to hear that. So I want to give you guys a bird's eye view of the TC playbook. It is broken down into 3 parts. So part 1 is the actual course, the actual modules. So module 1 is all about branding. I touched a little bit about the branding tonight, but it's how you can make your business stand out so people who need you the most can easily find you. We're going to talk about how to apply the last approach to your branding. We're going to talk about clarifying your target audience even more. And it's not only real estate agents, which we touched a little bit on tonight. Okay. So we've got the video lessons, templates, and worksheets on all of these modules. Module 2 is all about legitimizing your business. So it's establishing your business structure. So whether you decide to do an LLC, whether you're going to be a sole proprietor, it helps you with that. Now, I'm not a CPA, so it's basically educating you on the different structures and the differences. But once you decide what structure you're going to use, I'm going to show you how you can register your business with your state, obtain your tax ID, how to open up your business bank account, because you need those. You have to do things in a certain order to do that. I personally believe that you should do all of this up front, because remember what I said. You need to treat your business like a business and not like a hobby. You need to treat it like the 6+ figure business that it is from the jump. So that means that at no point do I feel that if you're not a sole proprietor, that you should be accepting payments to your Cash App. Like, you should be treating your business like a real business. And so this is what Module 2 is going to teach you about. Module 3 is Imagine and Manifest. Um, so really it's about more about mindset. Again, I had to have the letter I, because this is all based off of my BLITZ method. BLITZ stands for branding, legitimizing, imagination to manifestation, techniques and tools, and systems. And so where I got that from is the whole TC playbook is based off of a football play. I am not into football, but when I created this course, and as I told you before about when you're branding and stuff, I was thinking about how I was going to market this course, and it's a playbook. So I had my husband come in my office and like show me how a play looks and what does this position do on the field. And really, the way that he explains it is like the TC is like the wide receiver of the transaction. So when that ball is hiked to us and we have to run down the field to make the goal, that ball is the contract, and we're defending that contract all the way to closing, which is the goal. And in that time frame, there are going to be a lot of offenses trying to tackle us. But we have to keep our hands on the contract, on the ball, and get to the goal. So we'll talk more about that, but I want to tell you guys how the BLITZ kind of came up. So we're on the I in BLITZ, Imagine and Manifest. And that is, again, we're going to get deeper into your SMART goals, get deeper on your vision. We're going to find out exactly from real TCs how much money you can expect to make as a TC, and learn how to set your own income goals. We're going to learn how to reset your mindset and think like a boss with confidence again. Module 4 is when we really get into the gritty. This is when we're going to learn all about how to TC, how to be a TC. So we're going to go over the anatomy of a real estate contract. The contracts that we're going to be using are Georgia contracts. So, but I will say this. I am licensed in Georgia. However, I have clients in Ohio, New Jersey, Texas, Florida, and Kentucky. I've done contract to close in all of those markets, and I'm not licensed there. My thought process is that if you understand the contract to close process backwards and forward, it does not matter what market you're in. It doesn't matter that I'm showing you a Georgia contract. No matter what market you're in, you're going to be looking for the same things when you receive a contract from a client. Okay, so the anatomy of a contract is going to be telling you what we're looking for, what dates are we tracking, what does it mean? Certain things mean in the contract that are going universal from market to market, state to state. We're going to have, you got the real estate jargon journal. That is, I have a actual video lesson on that, and a jargon journal where we're going to go over all the real estate lingo. So you'll be prepared when you hear these different acronyms, what they mean. Most common real estate forms, they're going to vary from market to market, but they all, as far as name is concerned, but each market has something similar to the next, okay? Module 5 is all about systems for success, how to establish your CAST, your client attraction systems and techniques. This is where I'll walk you through how to set up your systems, like your onboarding systems for onboarding a contract, onboarding an agent, onboard, or actually setting up your discovery calls. So this is important to set up your systems. And I go over free and paid, because I've done it all. When I started off, I did everything free. It's going to be harder to do free once you start doing maybe 10 deals a month. At that point, you'll be making money, so you'll be able to invest in some of these low cost softwares. So we'll go over that. And then tips to automate and scale your business 6 figures and beyond. So those are, and again, you're going to have fillable worksheets, templates, and checklists in those modules. Part 2 of the course is the community. To me, the course is invaluable, obviously. But where you're getting the most value is going to be the personal touches. As far as I know, there are other transaction coordinator companies or trainings available, and I believe that they all have a community. So that's good. But what I was mentioning early is that this community not only holds us accountable for our goals, but also to share our wins and our challenges and our struggles. We show support. You know, if you're on a struggle bus about something, we're here to encourage you and offer another perspective. If you're experiencing a win, I want to know about it so we can cheer you on. If you have a question, I'm in this group daily. I will be there to answer. So that's part 2, which is the private student-only Facebook community. Part 3, this is where I don't see this happening with any other TC training that I'm aware of. We do a live group coaching meeting every month, the first Wednesday of every month. It's called Cocktails and Contracts, and it's a live meeting inside of our private group where I do a little bit of training. I answer questions. You can ask specific questions about the course. You can ask specific questions. I have students all the time that are getting ready to book their first client, or getting ready to have a discovery call and don't know what to say or are nervous about it. And I can give them tips and pointers. This is invaluable. I don't know of any other TC coaching program that actually provides a human touch. So for me, I have so many people that want one-on-one training from me, which I just do not have the time to do, but I am committed to my students to be able to give them access to me once a month, one day a month, live. So that is the entire system. And it's valued at almost $2,000. I mean, you have the 3 parts, you have all of the templates that I use, every email template that I send out, whether I'm sending it to the lender, whether I'm sending it to the co-op agent, you have access to all of those and they're customizable. We have all of the real estate terms. We have a discovery call script, templates, everything you think of, the service agreement. All you have to do is customize it to your own. It's like a business in a bag. Normally, like I said, value is close to $2,000. Regular enrollment